Apple's next major iOS update, iOS 26, is generating quite a buzz, and many eager users are wondering exactly when it will be officially launched. But here's where it gets interesting. Apple is introducing what it calls its most significant redesign since iOS 7 back in 2013. The update was first unveiled at the WWDC 2025 keynote event and has been undergoing beta testing for nearly 3 months. With the rollout expected to coincide with the release of the iPhone 17, the beta cycle is approaching its final stages. iOS 26 comes loaded with a visually striking overhaul named the Liquid Glass UI. Interestingly, Apple has chosen to skip the number 19 in the naming convention, instead opting to use a uniform suffix for all system updates to emphasize the cohesive knee design that extends across its entire ecosystem. Beyond the look and feel, iOS 26 brings substantial enhancements to Apple Intelligence. These include live translation capabilities, an upgraded Genmoji feature, refined writing tools, seamless ChatGPT integration with context-aware on-screen responses, and brand-new image playground styles that open creative possibilities. All these innovations suggest a significant leap forward in how Apple devices understand and assist users, making the update not just cosmetic, but deeply functional. For those excited about trying iOS 26 but hesitant to install beta versions, here's a detailed timeline based on Apple's historical release patterns over the last 4 years, which gives us a reliable clue about the official release date. Looking at past schedules, iOS 18 had its release candidate RC version drop on Monday, September 9, 2024, right before the full public release on September 16. iOS 17 followed a similar pattern, with the RC appearing on Monday, September 12, 2023, and the full release shortly after on Tuesday, September 18. 2 years ago, iOS 16's release candidate came out on Wednesday, September 7, 2022, and the full version was launched shortly thereafter, Monday, September 12. Looking back to 2021, the RC for iOS 15 was released on Tuesday, September 14. And the official update followed on Monday, September 20th. Rumors currently suggest Apple's next big event will be on Tuesday, September 9th, 2025. If this holds true, we can expect the iOS 26 release candidate to drop that same day, with the final, stable version becoming available the following Monday, September 15th. Even if the event slips to September 8th or 10th, September 15th remains the most plausible launch date for iOS 26. Now, what about your device? Will your iPhone get the iOS 26 treatment? The good news is that Apple continues to support a broad range of existing iPhones, though it is phasing out the iPhone XR, iPhone XS, and iPhone XS Max from the compatible list. Here's the rundown of devices set to receive iOS 26. iPhone 11 series, including Pro and Pro Max. iPhone SE, 2nd and 3rd generation. iPhone 12 lineup, Mini, Standard, Pro and Pro Max. iPhone 13 lineup, Mini, Standard, Pro and Pro Max. iPhone 14 series, including Plus, Pro and Pro Max. The latest iPhone 15 and iPhone 16 models, including the E variant. However, it's crucial to understand that just because your iPhone, like the 11, can run iOS 26, doesn't mean every new feature will be available. Older hardware sometimes can't handle the most advanced functionalities, so Apple limits certain features on aging devices to maintain performance and stability. For example, there are 8 notable iOS 26 features that won't be supported on the iPhone 11, highlighting Apple's balancing act between innovation and compatibility. This brings us to a fascinating question. Is Apple's strategy of dropping support for some older models while introducing ambitious new features fair to its user base? Should the company prioritize broad compatibility or focus on pushing the envelope technologically? Even if it leaves some users behind, the discussion about device support and feature availability is always a hot topic among iPhone enthusiasts and developers alike. So, what's your take? Are you excited about iOS 26's bold new design and smarter features? Or do you worry about the growing divide between older and newer devices? Share your thoughts. Do you think Apple is striking the right balance, or is it time for a fresh approach? This is the part most people miss. The impact of these updates goes beyond aesthetics. It shapes user experience and device longevity in ways that matter daily.